Hey guys, how are you doing? Just wanted to get on and do a little sit and talk. I have, in the last few months, been going through a lot of fear, and I just wanted to share a little bit about my journey in hopes that it could help you during this time. We all are going through this, and we don't have to let it manage us. We can actually manage it. And in this here now moment, I have really turned a corner. And I put my line in the sand. I said, you know what? Being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer is just enough for me. Thank you very much. And obviously that is not true. And being someone that is immunosuppressed, my fear in the first few weeks of even going outside at all was I was paralyzing myself with it. And it was not healthy for me. Since then, I've been getting out a lot and going for walks, and oh my gosh, I've helped myself so much with nature. That's not what I came on to talk about, though. What I came on to talk about is how I had created some separation from a loved one who did not want to know some of the things I was learning about. And I really challenged myself with that because I'm very close with them, and I created addiction to having someone that I consider close to really talk to about my awareness of what's going on. And it was the best thing that could have ever showed up for me, because I got to really take that time and be with God. And sometimes, the misery loves company thing seems to appease our chattering mind, but really it doesn't. It doesn't, because it's just more fear breeding on fear, and then where are you? And now that I've been creating a more centered place with it all, that person has definitely opened up more and wants to know more. And I'm not saying it's just because of that I have shifted in that. That's not the only reason, but it helps. And during this time, no one is going to listen to what you have to say about something if you're coming from an addictive need for them to agree, for them to get it, for them to buy in and be fearful too, or buy in and be peaceful as well. It's one of those times that when we create separation from one person, just one person, we're actually separate from our truest self. And that's the ripoff. Oftentimes in Living Love we'll say, what's your payoff? Because the payoff is often the ripoff. And so what is your payoff in creating frustration, anger, intolerance, impatience, all those things? What are you actually getting out of that? And I can tell you from experience And coming from me, what I get out of it is more cancer. That's what I get out of it. And I saw me creating so much stress because I was resistant to the stress I was creating. So it was quite a conundrum of I can't create the stress because creating the stress is going to get me more cancer and my immune system and blah, 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 and then the coronavirus and all that. And so I just want to come on to remind us all how important it is to keep ourselves healthy right now. And to go outside, and whether that's your backyard, whether that's a garden, a beach, a walk around the neighborhood, whatever it is, and it can be just your own garden, and whatever feels good for you without making other people wrong or right. This is not about self-righteousness. This is about your health. And when we create that self-righteous behavior of separation, humanity suffers. And this has been one of my biggest lessons, to be more guerrilla in my life, because I've definitely been one to create separation from myself. And when I do that, I am resistant to other people, and I'll see myself judge people and intolerant and all those things that make up the glorious human being that we are. And we're bigger than that. We're much bigger than our bodies. Sin used to call us, this is just our human skin bag. That's it. We hold a spirit that can surpass all of this. And that spirit, when we tap in to that Christ consciousness or our higher self or that energy or just that love inside ourselves, we'll look at others and see that everyone has a certain bandwidth of information, that if they get more information on something, that they'll stress them out. They'll stress themselves out so much to where they're not going to function as well as they need to function. So everyone right now needs to do that for themselves, to take care of themselves and to honor where they or you meet where I'm at. And when I was separate, I actually began the process of honoring where I was and knowing that this wasn't truly me. I knew that this was my program fear-based mind that was creating angst and I mean, I started feeling hives, my heart was hurting, my body was going into a fight or flight mode that is so unhealthy for me, especially me right now with my condition. And what I knew is to observe it and to watch it from my higher self, from that light being that I know that I am, and to just hug myself through it like a parent would, or a good friend would, or someone that loves you so much, and just hold myself during this time and say, it's okay. It's okay. You know, let it flow through. This isn't you. You are not your thoughts. You are not your mind. and take as long as you want in this separation. There is no rush to move out of it, and just be in it. Be in the muck, be in the ick, and say even yes to that. And the more I didn't resist my separation and just lived in it as an observer, just seeing my mind and everything, judging myself, and observe that from a more godly, if you say, perspective, I started to create more compassion and patience for me. And when I started doing that, then I began creating it for everybody else. So it starts at home. It starts in the home of your human spirit. That's where it starts. And the more we tap in to that and take responsibility for our separateness and our fears and our angst. Mine had a lot to do with security addiction. And people could say, what are you talking about? You've got a house and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. There's no comparison. Bottom line is, I created security addiction, and I really scared myself to where I was shaking. And oh my gosh, I threw away my Live in Love pathways. I threw away it all. And I just decided to allow myself to do that, to not be perfect in this during this time, and to be messy. And it's the best thing I allowed myself to do. All the while having people remind me of who I really am, close loved ones, and all the while reminding myself, like, you're just going through this. You just right now are unwilling to choose love. And my payoff was, because there's always that payoff, my payoff was I could just stay small and be in bed and do whatever I want to do nothing. And the ripoff is I'm getting hives, I'm separate from myself, I don't feel good. The list goes on. No joy, no peace, no happiness. And once I decided, okay, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of this. I have suffered enough. I shifted. And I was just willing to suffer enough in this and stop that bully inside my head that's saying, oh, see, you didn't do it right. You screwed up. You blah, blah, blah. You know, all that not enough programming. And to just be done with it. Just be done with it. And love myself exactly where I am. So I don't even really know what I said right now. I hope it helped, though. I just blah it all out, and I hope it helps all of you. And I just want you to know I'm with you all, and coming together and uniting and honoring the differences, that everyone is just doing the best they can with where they are and their own bandwidth, so to speak, is really what could heal societies during this time. Gandhi said it, be the change you wish to see. Be peaceful and be that peaceful warrior that you truly are. Because we're all sisters and brothers in this. We are all one. We are all the light. And just remember the song. Makes me want to cry. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Love you guys.